Test 23A, Part 2. Continues from this morning. Well, this is actually just Spanish time. Remember that.
Oh, no.
Spanish time.
Well, we have break first.
Yeah, this time I'll give you, we'll do math and have break second. Okay. I don't know.
Can we get games from this notion?
No.
See, it's always
It's
about
pretty
nice.
Guys.
How
about a defense game? Stay outside.
Yeah.
We play pickup basketball.
Christine,
Number 13.
number 13, solve and graph the solution of this thing here. People, at some point in your life, I firmly believe that you'll catch on to this. Because you should almost be able to tell me what I'm going to tell you by now. When you get to problems like 13, oh great. When you get to problems like 13, what am I going to tell you? Who knows the thing to watch for problem number 13? Somebody? Anybody out there? Somebody sitting out there going to tell me? So the less you tell me, the more you're going to spend in this not doing great. Evan's going to tell me.
First thing I look for is when it says solve and then graph. I look for the graph first, and then.
Well, you must understand that this is not a linear equation. You're not going to graph this on a coordinate system because there's only one variable. This is just going to be a line graph, a number line. You have to have both x and a y really to graph something. Although you could have x equals 5. It would be a line, I suppose. But I would tell you on this, be wary when your variable becomes negative because that's going to switch the signs around. Is that what you were going to say, Nick? If you have this, if you have 3x plus 4 is greater than or equal to 4x, the rule is on this one specifically, the x's have to be on the left side. So I need to move my x's over here. So I have to subtract 4x to get it over here. If I subtract 4x from 3x, I end up with a negative x, and that is an uh-oh. If you look at this like this, you now have it looking like that. I need to move the 4 to the other side, so I do that by subtracting it over. So now I end up with a negative x being greater than or equal to a negative 4. Stop me if you didn't catch that. Gary, you didn't catch that?
Well, I just had a quick question. Could you just
About this one?
yeah, about this one. Could you just minus the 3 x's, minus it from the 3x and then minus it, so you get 4 is greater than or equal to.
Yes, but then you still have to move the x to the other side. The x has to be on the left side of this, which means you're going to flip the sign there too. Yes, you could. Okay, and I'll show you what Gary's talking about there. This is close to being right, except you're not allowed to have the x being a negative number, so you have to change it to its opposite, this to its opposite, this to its opposite. And then when you graph it at 4, because it's equal to, it's colored in, and it goes this way. And Gary said this, can I not do this? And I will say, yes, you can. Can I not just subtract 3x and now I've solved for x? You sure can, except for this. You are not allowed to have the x on that side, so you have to move it over here. And when you do that, you must think about there being like a little axis of rotation. When that x comes over here, that also changes the sign to its opposite. So it's like it's on a little swivel thing, and that would change it to the other side. Either way, you're going to end up with this, whichever way you feel more or less comfortable with. We might have to go to review part 3 tomorrow. Won't that be something? We'll never split this up into 3 separate but equal parts, much like the legislative, executive, and judicial branches of our government. A system of checks and balances, Christian. Wait, did I give you that lollipop?
Yes, it's going good.
Oh, Christian, that's a no-no.
That's a no-no.
It's not okay, Christian.
Throw it out right now.
Christine, your question.
Number 16.
16 children. What do you say, well, my parents gave it to me? Yeah, well, this is not. Alright, Christine, so you did what here? Tell me what you did. Work me through what you were thinking.
Graphed it.
Huh?
I graphed it.
16? 16 is not a graph, 16 is just a solve. You're just solving for x.
16, I looked at number 6.
So you did
What's it called?
distributive property,
Yes,
and you ended up with
2x minus 6
perfect. That would be your first step, and then you did
Then I added the like terms.
on this side and got 2x plus an x is
3x minus 6.
3x minus 6. So far we are on the award-winning ways, and then that's each side is now simplified. So now,
I combined 3x and 4x.
well, but you can't just combine them. You have to subtract one over to the other side. It's not going to be 7x. So which one doesn't matter which one you do. Anybody? Jake, what would you do?
I subtracted 4x.
Jake subtracts 4x, which is perfectly okay. You subtract 4x and you get a negative x. And if you do that, that means you have to take the 6 over to the other side, so you add 6. So now negative x equals positive 8. In which case, then what happens? Last but not least, Jake,
You have to change the negative x to the negative
positive x. There is no opposite of equal, so that's why we changed it. It doesn't become not equal. This becomes x equals negative. Negative x equals 8 is the same as 8 equals x equals negative 8. Don't you feel just a little bit smarter today than you were 30 seconds ago?
Yes.
Christian, yes?
Yeah.
Grace?
Okay.
Number 15. Boys and girls and ladies of all ages. What do you suppose you would do, Grace?
I added x.
Okay, I'll go for that. You added x squared. So now you end up with 25 by itself on this side, and you get 9 plus x squared over there, because you can't put those together. I'm okay with that. That's not a bad first step. Now what? To isolate x or get x by itself, you have to get rid of this by subtract it over. So now you get 16 equals x squared, which means, Kelsey, x is going to equal, if x squared equals 16, x equals, now the square root of 16, Kelsey, which means x equals 4 and negative 4, yes. Anytime you have a squared letter equal something, that letter equals its square root.
So it'd be, the answer would be 4.
Plus or minus 4, positive, negative 4. Unless it's a length. If it ever comes up to be something like on a square, you can't have a negative 4 length. You have to go with positive, otherwise you got both answers. G-race.
18 and 20.
18 and 20. Geez, I feel better about break time all the time here. How about 18? Children, what is negative 2/3 to the third power? It is negative 2/3 times negative 2/3 times negative 2/3. Negative times negative is going to give you, Grace, positive or negative? 3 negatives give you a negative. 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. And 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. Negative 8, 27. That one shouldn't have given us too much trouble there. And then problem number 20, ladies and gentlemen. Who got this right? There's a couple different ways to attack this one. Gary, what did you do and why?
Well, I times them, so I got 48 times the square root of 48.
Okay, 6 times 8, you multiply the normal numbers together, you get 48, and then you multiply the square roots together, and you get 48 times the square root of 48, which is okay. And then you must, then you gotta break this down into its prime factors and see if you come up with any doubles. And 48 breaks into, let's just do probably the most rational one, square root of 4 times the square root of 12. Square root of 4 is the square root of 2 times the square root of 2. 12 is the square root of 4 times the square root of 3. And the square root of 4 is the square root of 2 times the square root of 2. Don't forget we got this 48 we have to deal with too still again. So you end up with this, I'll rewrite it. 4 square roots of 2 and a square root of 3. 2 of them cross off to give you a normal 2. Another 2 cross off to give you another normal 2. Nobody likes that guy, he has to stay. You're going to end up with a square root of 3. 2 times 2 is 4, but it gets multiplied by the 48 because they're all normal numbers. And 4 times 48 is what? 32, 3, 12, 16, 192. Times the square root of 3. Stop me there if that did not make any sense. Somebody's got to ask me about 19. No?
What's 19?
13.
19 should not be that difficult for you. I would say the only issue you maybe have is b to the negative first power. You need to make b to the positive first power by
Moving it to the top.
putting it to the top. So you put it with the b squared and you end up with b to the third power. The m, there's 1m on bottom and 4 on top, so one of them goes away on top to give you an m to the third power. And then 5 goes into 25 exactly 5 times. 5 m cubed b cubed. I think math is more exciting after lunch. Unless you had spicy food. At any point you can stop and say, I don't understand why you got that. And then as you look cautiously at that.
I got 5 times cubed and then b squared.
So b, when that b comes to
Yeah.
the top, it becomes a positive one, it gets combined with that, 2 b's plus the other b. Had it been a normal b, then that would have crossed off with them, you just have a b up there. Christine?
Number 6.
Oh, I was hoping somebody would ask about number 6. Anybody know where number 6 is? Draw the line through 2, 1 and negative 2, 3. What's the slope and y-intercept of the line? And people, you cannot, if you freehanded this, you are just foolish. Unless you can do it kind of like I can. And I don't even recommend that, but I will do it because it's probably something, I look at it as a challenge. Those are pretty straight lines. 2, 1, 2, 1, and negative 2, 3, negative 2, 1, 2, 3. Got a little crazy there. Okay, I can put my little hash marks here. I am going to figure out that if my line goes through here, that was not a very good line. Oh, that was so much better. So it's asking you for the slope and the y-intercept. Where does it cross the y-axis? Y-intercept is at 2. And the slope, you've already got the points to make the triangle, straight down, straight across. It's a negative slope. Well, M is our letter for slope. How high is the triangle? 2. How wide is it? 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 over 4, which is 1/2, negative 1/2 slope. If it asked you to write an equation for the line, you already have everything you need to know for that. The equation would be y equals negative 1/2 x, because that's where the slope goes, plus 2, which is the y-intercept. That's the equation of that line. They didn't ask you that, but you should be able to figure that out. Evan,
So when
sir?
you're counting for the y-intercept, so like
You count
you got
spaces. Oh,
yeah,
wait.
you count spaces.
1 space, 2 space.
Okay, I
You can't count hash marks, because then you'll go 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I counted the
You
hash.
can't do that. It's only 2 blocks up, it's not 3. That's why I count spaces. Press on, children. Press on. Yaakov. Write an algebraic expression for the.
That
I was hoping for that one.
It's just FOIL.
Which one, 9 is?
is
Oh, 8 is.
8.
Maybe I should be on the right page. Maybe that would help. Anybody know where 9 is? Is this the right page?
It's on the back page.
Is this it right here?
No, it's on the back
Is
page.
it this page?
Yeah.
It's right above 10.
Oh, why didn't I think about going above 10? Yeah, and this is the same deal there, people. What x and y pair solves that? These are both linear equations. You just need to graph them and see where the two lines cross. What type of linear equations are they? They are in what form? Standard form. How do you easily solve standard form? By finding the x and y intercepts. It's a piece of proverbial cake. Looks like this. This one here, cover up the y, crosses the x-axis at 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Crosses the y-axis at 4, because 2 times 4 is 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Connect the dots. We have now graphed one line. We then graph the other one, and I will tell you if you made a mistake, it's probably here. This one's easy. Cover up the y, 3x equals 3, so x has to be 1. But this is where people forget. Cover up the x, y is not 3, it's negative 3 because it's a negative y that goes over there. So y is 3, 1, 2. Oh, sorry, y is negative 3, not my fault. Under duress, stress, all that stuff. Graph your line. That's that second line. Right here, ladies and gentlemen, is your answer. It is at the point x is 2 over 2, y is up 3. 2, comma 3. Again, don't try this at home. You must use an accurate piece of graph paper, lest you overestimate your graphing abilities on whatever. Alutes.
Number 11.
Oh, number 11. Convert, say it isn't so, say it isn't so. How many people got this one right? First thing to notice, Alexa, is there are two numbers that repeat. So you're gonna multiply by 100. But let's start first. First of all, you just take what you know. F equals 0.36 repeater. Okay, because two digits repeat, you're going to multiply both sides of this by 100, which gives you 100F. Moving the decimal, Alexa, 2 places over, toink toink, I end up with 36.36 repeater. Are you with me, Lex? And when I subtract these, this is 1F. My goal is to get those digits that repeat to go away, and they do because I subtract a repeater 36 from a repeater 36. 36 from 0 is 36. And that means 1 from 100 is 99 Fs equal 36. My answer then is 36 divided by 99. We must reduce that, Michael, by what? Let's go 9, just to make it quicker and simpler. You end up with a 4 over 11. 4 over 11. Again, people, I guarantee you, you ask 1,000 people to do that problem, and I'd be willing to bet that only maybe 10, maybe 8, maybe 7. You should try it for a science experiment. I could tell you that. It's that, you are that advanced in math. Anything else while I'm standing here? Even though I know it's close to. It's about a lollipop.
No, it's about what? Wait, is it about what?
A lollipop?
No, it's about, is this something too?
It will be. My plans are to put it on there right now, as soon as we finish. I might, again, I don't think we'll have, wait, will we have time? We probably will have time tomorrow then, at some point.